It's Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter here. I've been in Chester town centre today and I wanted to go to two of my favourite charity shops to top up my fabric stash here, and one of them had a 50% sale but only on certain items. Now I managed to get a 50% off 2 items. I'm going to show you what I bought here, but in particular in this video I want to show you just some tips on how to get the best value for money and how you can almost get added bonuses for free. Let me show you what I mean here. I'll start with the items that I got half price. The rest I paid full price for. Let me show you the architecture of Chester city centre. Cheshire is known for its half timbered black and white timbered buildings, and the British Heart Foundation is situated in one of these, and further down the street there's good examples of that. Let me show you here. So in looking for fabrics for my stash, I've been looking for 100% cotton or linen or blends of the two. And I've spoken before about the amount of fabric that you get in each item. You obviously get less fabric in a short sleeved shirt and a sleeveless dress than you do in a long sleeved shirt or a dress with sleeves, and they're factors too. And I'm on a limited budget, so the price I pay does make a difference. This was one of the first 2 items that I found in the sale. It's a lovely colour. It's pale pastel linen. I paid £2 for it. And the extras on this one is that it's actually got a contrast. Can you see there? It's got a contrast at the yoke on the inside, and that goes down the buttoned side too. On the back there's probably a fat quarter, so there's probably about half a yard of fabric there. For £2 that's really good. The second half price item is this dress. It's blue linen by Next. The fact it's been made for Next, you know that it's going to be a good quality fabric in the first place. And although it's short sleeved, and obviously you can see there's not much to the bodice in this, I found 3 dresses the same colour in linen, and I chose 2 out of the 3, and this is one of the reasons why I chose this one. 1 for the colour, 2 for the fabric, it's linen, and 3 because if we're going closely you can see that the added extra on this one is that there's an imprinted fabric design. Now that, when I'm linking together, gives added interest at no extra cost. This was originally £7 and I paid £3.50 for it. There are 2 side pockets, and the back, it's actually 2 interrupted pieces of fabric with 1 seam down the front. So again, there's a lot of fabric there. There's a lot of blue linen there with a design that I can make use of for £3.50. This dress is the same colour blue, and it's by Next again. Again, it's linen, and I think you'll recognise that it's pretty similar to a dress that I showed you last week. There are a few differences. The bar across the back and the V-neck. There are 2 panels at the front with pockets. The difference on this one is there is a little bit of braiding before the hem. The reason that I chose this dress and put back a similar blue linen dress of the same colour was that the added bonus in this one is I get the pattern design. So I've got 3 things of interest in this piece of fabric. That's the linen, the colour and the design. And then I get the added extras of a pocket and a little bit of braiding. Again, on the back, I'm fortunate that that's really just 2 pieces of fabric sewn together in the middle. and not difficult to take apart either. I paid £9.50 for that one, and I chose to put the third dress that I had on my arm back. And as you can see, the two colours are pretty similar. I put the plain blue dress back on the shelf. This lady's blouse is a blue and white stripe. It's linen. And the make is Dorothy Perkins. Now, they've been out of business for 10 to 15 years, so this is quite a vintage piece now. I paid £4.50 for it, and I bought it deliberately because of the colour. It's like a Wedgwood blue, almost a lilac. I think it would go in a purple range and a blue range. And there's a lot of fabric in this. If I turn it over, let's see. Yeah, long sleeves really help. It actually is more like a pyjama top than a blouse, isn't it? It would have been quite hot to have worn as a blouse. Again, a lady's blouse. Now, I was attracted to this for the colour. If you saw the Irish chain quilt, then this emerald green, it's actually a little bit brighter than it's showing here on camera, but this emerald green is fabulous against white. So it's cotton, it's emerald green, the colour is what I wanted, but as I go in closer, I'm going to show you the texture of this fabric, and it's very similar to one that I put into that Irish chain quilt. Let me show you this one. It's like a jacquard bobble pattern. There's an additional texture here that adds interest. Let me show you the previous fabric that I used. This was what I acquired from a dress in the past, and this has a design feature in it where you've got bobbles going across and stripes down. It ironed and washes beautifully, and then when I sewed it into the Irish chain quilt, I was really pleased with it. So when I had the opportunity to buy something similar that held the same qualities, I snapped this one up. This one was £5.50. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the sale. And it's long sleeves too, so there's a lot of fabric there for me. This is a summer cotton dress by Peruna, and I've used Peruna dresses in my quilts before. I was first attracted to this for the colours, but if we go in, we can see it's cotton. There's a lot of fabric in it. The colour blends of the green and blues are fabulous, and if we look really closely, you can see that it's actually broderie anglais. And again, when I've used Peruna designs before, these are M&S Peruna dresses, it's cut, sewn, washed, ironed brilliantly, and I've really recommended them. I always am on the lookout for this. Now, the broderie anglais is an added bonus for me. The other on this is that it's fully lined, and I can use that cotton lining too. Now, as you see, if I can pull that out, you can see how much flare there is in that skirt, which gives a great deal of fabric. Not so much at the top. I'll keep the straps as they are. The back is in 3 panels, so the added bonus on there really is the broderie anglais and the cotton lining. So the previous items I've showed you, I've talked about the fabric, the colour, and an additional feature that made me want to buy it. And I'm going to break that rule here because there's only 2 of the 3 of those rules here. This is linen. The colour may not show up very well, but it's like a jade, emerald, jewel colour. And it was that attracted me to it. The design of this dress is fabulous. I must say that when I went to the till, I said this design would really suit my friend. It's beautifully made, folded over at the top, so that will be one piece of fabric. When I open it out, this will be wider. There are smaller pieces of fabric at the top, unfortunately, but I couldn't resist it. For the price I paid, £6, there's enough material in this that I can get the pattern pieces that I want from it. The lining is acetate that I won't use, but I didn't want to leave that on the rail because I know that I can place that in a design idea that I have in my head. So while you're trying to build your fabric stash, do like I've done. Look for fabrics that you'll get value for money for the volume of fabric that you've got. Look for 100% cotton or 100% linen. Look for contrasts like the collars and cuffs. Look for additional interest, whether it's a print or a design in the fabric itself. Look to see if the fabric has a jacquard design or like the bubble design that we have in the green emerald or the broderie anglais here. And if you manage to get a lining that's usable, that's an added bonus too. All in all, I try and get the most value I can for my money. I'm going to be taking all these apart this weekend while I watch Wimbledon. But I will be doing some more sewing for a different quilt I have in mind, and that'll be coming shortly. For now, this is Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter. Happy garment hunting for your fabric stash. Come back and see me soon, won't you? Bye.